Okay, now you should be able to hear me. I didn't say anything useful, so you didn't miss anything. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. So my game plan going into this is we don't want to take any trades off of the initial move because it takes some time to digest the news because it's a big statement. So I'm preferring to see some sort of after she goes place that we can possibly hang on to for an extension, in particularly if we get a move down. And I think that if they end up being really hawkish, there is a chance we could see the lows of the year. But the downside may also be limited by the fact that it appears a lot of people have already been placing hawkish bets going into it. So that's kind of my read on the news. Okay. Still see a big order at 11. That's interesting. If they do go short, 11 might be one of the places I want to take it. Or that I would be able to get like backflow at, you know? Okay, so now it's already starting to flip around. Okay, so there it was.
A quick look at the here. Fed raises target rate, drops reference from previous statement, expected rates to be below neutral rate for some time. Economic activity rising at solid rate. The stance of monetary policy remains a
oh, almost. Come on.
Growth, strong labour market, and inflation near 2% over medium term. Household spending growth has picked up. It says that near-term risk the economy are roughly balanced. Raises interest on exit reserves to 1.9% from 7.5%. Fed says setting a rate 5 basis points below top rate aims to well within.
Good deal. I'll take that one again if I can get it.
Levels. Signals 2 more 18 makes 18.
2 more. So we're gonna get 4.
That's unchanged for jobless rates in at 4.5%. Previous price index.
So I do think that 04 is possible. Okay, so I don't see a huge order at it, but I see a huge order in the 5-year. Okay. Not quite what I was looking for. Yep, now I'm chasing. Crap. Okay. Okay. Not super aggressive there yet on the selling side. Do you think that they could try and push it though? Let's see. Okay, no pulling there at 07. Okay, then they just hit it. Okay, that 1275 kind of bothers me. So, I'm gonna get out here. Okay. Oh, they did take it anyways.
Estimate.
Can take 6 too. It'll give it to me. Come on.
Focusing on Fed.
Oof. Okay, that needs to hold. I'm not seeing them hit aggressively in here, so I don't like that. I'm looking for them to hit 4. That's the low of the year, right? Probably could have held my original trade at 11, but I was kind of expecting a lot of rushes, you know, upside volatility rushes back, and that's why I've only been taking the +4s. So I think I was a little more cautious than I needed to be. I think that 33 is going to pull. Is it? Maybe not. So now we've got big bids in all 3 of them here. Here's a level break setup. I think they'll probably go right through it. Come on. Oh, it's a big one. Yeah, come on. 5-year just went through it. Yes. Awesome, guys. Look at that. This day started out really crappy and now we're +9. Oh yeah, dollar's probably going to be strong off of this. I'd be interested to see what the Canadian dollar versus the dollar is going to be doing right now because of all the trade war stuff and everything. Let's look at the euro. I may just be done. Okay, so I see the euro is going down as well. This is some good action. Yeah, KK, never hold into news, especially not FOMC. All these, you'll see people taking positions into it, and maybe they're doing a strategy that that's okay with, but I think they're crazy. I would not recommend it, especially not if you're scalping, man, because you could see treasuries could move 2 points. It could move. That's like $2,000 loss, just like that, just like that. It's not safe. It's definitely not safe. Okay, so we saw all the stops, and now they're coming back a little bit. I'm wondering if they're going to come back to where our entry was at 6. You can see there's a pretty big backflow coming into ZF. I had the short called this morning. Well, I don't know about that. I did want to go short, but that was because of the PPI, right? And then it didn't go. So then we just say all things are off. Let's see what the statement is going to be. I had no clue what the statement was going to be. But because we knew what had happened at 06, and we knew what the news was, when we saw that there was a push down, we knew that you could get the extension at 06. Was it 06? It wasn't 06. It was, sorry, at 11, right? 11 was where earlier in the day we had taken it, right? Because of all that, because we knew the order flow, we knew that 11 was a place that you could get filled. And look at what happened on the chart. Holy crap. How can you believe getting a pullback and getting it down within one tick on that that's just an insanely great position. It would be very rare that you see me catch one that close. Yeah. They could extend more. I don't know at this point. There's this right here at 05 is perhaps an after she goes trade. So nobody hitting the 5.5. I'm not actually okay. So if you've traded it, he was talking about the spread. But I'm on my chart. You can't barely see it. Oh, I need to zoom out. Okay, so the knob really came down. The knob really flattened. The FYT is not so much.
There's also seen the Reaper's rep.
$119,070 is the middle. Oh, thanks, John. This is kind of what I was thinking. I was thinking maybe it was 06, but it's clearly not here at 06, is it? 07 did have a pivot, though. I kind of like the idea of shorting it at 7, though. Let's just be patient. We had a couple of really good trades in a row there, and we don't want to screw it up, right? Okay, a little bit of absorption there at 06. That's interesting. So that was a really good example of how in trending markets, when you get an iceberg and you go through it, they tend to just keep going, right? And back into 05 area. I think that there's a decent possibility it goes through this. So I'm looking at the cumulative delta on the 5-year. I'm wondering if what happened was some people went long thinking that we were going to be dovish.
Bounce the. But again, I'm keep.
It's possible that these guys were long and liquidated when they were wrong, and then there's the covering, you know, because the deltas are almost equal. Based on that, though, I'm kind of wondering. I don't know. This is not a spot that I should trade. My risk reward is pretty outsized here, and I do not appear to have a super strong edge. It's just kind of ticking around. It's a little bit too fast. There you go. So there was a slight move down, and now we're having a slight move back, and there's not much rhyme or reason to it. And I'm not really getting these are keep like the spreads are going crazy, so it's kind of hard to judge on that too. Although I'm watching the knob here. If the knob gets back to here, then I think we could take it short. Okay, things have slowed down considerably here at 6. Pretty strong tick down, to be honest. The inside liquidity is still really light, by the way. I don't know. This again is this spot that I probably shouldn't be trading, because my risk reward is not, doesn't really make sense to me. And ZB is dragging us lower. Yeah, dragging ZN along. Was it? Yeah, it was. It literally dragged it. might just be happy with +9. So great. The only one I regret is really, well, this was 11, and I took a profit at 9, but then I got 8. So I wish that I had caught that one a little higher. And I wish that one's really the one that I could have done a little better at that. Yeah. I seem better at trading these events. Well, I'm better at trading trending markets. It's kind of like, I don't know, why do I think I'm better at trending markets? Because if we come down and we hit an iceberg like we had at 06, and we're in a trending market, the overwhelming behavior of the crowd is to see all of this volume selling short and to try and pile on it. Anybody that tries to hold something with a limit during trending action is going to get run over. Like that is the dominant, that is the primary behavior of a trending market, is that market orders always win. And so I'm only looking for, a spot. If it, if we're going short, I'm only looking for a spot where maybe they stop, or a spot where they're going to absorb further some and somebody's going to lose. 119.030 still looking like the floor. Demand sitting from 03 to 04. I don't know. I kind of wonder if I had not had the +4 auto take profit.
Those were the up on that and on.
You see this order moved? It's at 025, it's now at 02. You see it on the Vista chart. There's also an order down here in the bond. Could be. KK took a trade. Good luck to you. Also see there's a big one here. There's definitely some liquidity waiting for it to buy it down here, wasn't there? Because actually this one was, that was the 5. Oh, that one was actually almost 6. There's an iceberg here in the 5-year, but they're not attacking it super aggressive. So trending action may have maybe over. Okay, look at that. Jeez. Whew. Aren't we glad we're not in that one? Stop run. So it comes up and there's immediately a stop run. Now there's enough chance that they actually do attack it at 005 now. Staying out until the news conference. Definitely.
So again, those versus emerging markets affecting as there pressure.
Block sell.
Okay, so that's a block sell that I can't necessarily take, but where was that? Oh, 3.5. Okay, so they hit it and they did not break through. Yeah, I'm not going to mess with that one. My feeling is that they're going to attack the low, but I'm not going to mess with it. Oh, sure enough. No, I think they're going to break a new low. I'm not going to trade it. I don't think I have enough of an edge here to really be saying that. I guess we're just kind of sniffing out how good my feel is for this. Well, they've hit through at 030 a couple of times. There's not a ton of people sitting there with the level break at 0.3. So I don't know. It could hold. Could really go either way. I still think they're going to break it. There was definitely volume short in the knob. Sorry, not in the knob, in the 10-year. Look at that. Came up 2 ticks and they immediately shoved it back down. KK got 2 ticks, that's not bad. ZB's only just now testing yesterday's low? Really? I'm gonna look at the ZB chart here. What's going on? Oh, you're right. What's going on in ZB? So there's that, and there's this pivot at 09, and then there's this low at 142. How long has that big order at 050 been there for?
press conference. Also voting. Again, it's secondary.
Oh my gosh, wow. There's a fire in my house. No, there's not, but they burnt something. I'm going to mute this for a bit. So, you ever had one of those like little it's like a grease splash guard? You know, it's like a big metal mesh thing that you put over your pan to keep the grease from splattering everywhere, right? Well, they that caught on fire. Yeah, I kind of feel like that for them to push much further than O2, that they might need to come back up a bit, because it's just taking a lot to push through these levels. And even though the 10-year is continuing to push down, the 5-year is not. So we're kind of having some divergence here. Well, 15 went bid there. They're taking it. Okay. Well, they could be going for the 119.
Stay quiet while I'll speak.
Okay, let's. I thought that they were gonna do it, but I'm gonna pull up the news over here. Where is he? FOMC press conference.
Raising interest rates, and along the way, we've tried to explain the reasons behind our decision. In particular, we think that gradually returning interest rates to a more normal level, the economy strengthens, is the best way the Fed can help sustain an environment in which American households and businesses. Today, we've taken another step in that process by raising our target range federal funds rate by 1/4 percentage point. My colleagues and I meet 8 times a year and take a fresh look each time at what is happening in the economy, consider whether our policy needs. We don't put our interest rate decisions on hold or on autopilot, because the economy can always evolve in unexpected ways. History has shown that moving interest rates either too quickly or too slowly can lead to bad economic outcomes. We think the outcomes are likely to be better overall
Block
if we were
cell.
as clear as possible about what we're likely to do.
Wow.
To that end, we try to give a sense of our expectations for how the economy will evolve, how our policy.
So are they all just reacting to what he just said there?
Public conversation about what the Fed is doing to support a strong and economy.
Hands off.
Doing so is to have a press conference like this after every one of our scheduled FOMC meetings. We're going to do that beginning in January. That will give us more opportunities to explain our actions.
I shouldn't have taken any of my shorts off, guys. Ugh.
That having twice as many press conferences not signal about the timing or pace.
Oh my gosh. Alligator, you have such huge balls.
My FOMC colleagues and I continue to issue economic projections quarterly. Now, let me go into more detail over developments in the economy or economic projection policy. Economic growth appears to have picked up in the current,
Well done.
reflecting a bounce back in household spending. Business investment continues to grow strongly, and the overall outlook for growth remains favorable. Several factors support this assessment. Fiscal policy.
Even if that one came back on you guys and like stopped you out and you took a loss on it, that is still like probably the most impressive long entry I've ever seen out of anybody from this channel. I can't believe you guys took that. It was so good, guys. It's crazy.
The median projection.
Liz and Keith both took it long at 31.5.
Compared with the projections. Labor market job gains averaged 180,000 per month over the past 3 months, well above the unemployment rate declined over the past 2 months. Meanwhile, inflation rate late 2000. Positive sign, population downward pressure on the inflation rate. We expect the job market. Our summary of The median of committee projections at 5% next 2
So I might take one here.
percentage point below the median estimate.
Not this
This
price.
median cap a bit lower than that for March.
Yeah, they
Many
gave you
years of
another
running
chance.
below our longer run objective. Inflation has overall price index for
Darn.
12 months.
Oh, come on. Come on.
The core piece prices of better indicator rose 1.8.
Okay.
Expected moved up. Lower.
That's about how I wanted to be filled on that one, so I'm happy about that.
The recent inflation data have been encouraging. Many years below our objective. Not one. For that inflation. Here are symmetric longer run. As we note in for example, oil prices push above 2%. Story development have little a consequence. Median of projections for
Yes, there we go.
median inflation. As I mentioned, today we took another step in back month. Funds rate by a quarter. We made some changes to our policy statement. None of these changes signals. Example, with the language stating that federal funds rate is likely to. We introduced that language years ago. The economy has strengthened. Funds rate. We continue to note back to me. Result broadly at federal funds well within the range.
Okay.
We thought appropriate. We continue to believe gradual approach for desperate gained experience.
That was a good hit right there at 31.
We are aware that raising might raise policy tighten abruptly response to an unexpectedly sharp increase, jeopardizing the. Conversely, if we raise too rapidly, the economy low or.
So what I'm seeing is just a lot of volatility. So I think I'm just going to take the edge of the volatility because I'm not seeing them really trying to push it.
3.1% at the end. 4%. 2020 in federal funds, modestly level. Are very similar to those. So the median federal funds rate edged most participants.
Uh-oh. Here he's going to say he's going to do the conference every time. Is he going to say that?
Expected week outlook program. We have said changing the target range of federal funds. Monetary policy. Finally, as discussed in the a small technical keep the federal funds rate in the target range excess IOE. Up until now, we set the IOE at the top of the target range. Recent months, the IOE. So to move the federal fund, we are now setting the IOE 5 basis points. Minor technical adjustment has no bearing on the appropriate path for the or financial. Thanks for listening. Happy to.
Okay.
Good times. I have a question about inflation and a question about growth. Inflation, is if there's anything that happened since March, your assessment of the past. And on growth, you mentioned policy adding to growth. Maybe you could head down a little bit. What effect do you think tax cut?
So since I wouldn't say anything has happened since March to part of that popping out from down. Part of it is just
Okay.
pushing inflation. Continue to think just about not ready to
Out.
gain that. Haven't done it. Also asked about there's a range of views on economists generally, but at the committee participants generally both the tax cuts will provide significant support. Question is what about the support? Makes sense. Lower asterisk investment. That should drive productivity. That should increase. That really ought to happen. Also, and counts. That's how committee.
Really think, there when I was looking at taking the +2 and it came back to break even, maybe you should have taken it off then.
So the Fed out for interest away from.
So he got filled.
Ask how you're thinking once you get, or what conditions would you decide once you get there that it's okay to stop raising rates? Or what conditions?
For
Few stops there.
Been far from maximum prices and policy. As the economy has question how much longer? How will you know what point policy will be interest pushing the economy up, trying to restore. So we know that we're getting closer to that.
Powell seems much more comfortable talking this time.
How that would be. The committee is very active.
Yeah. He seemed kind of nervous the first time.
It boils down to the question, what is appropriate? Ask how will we know? I think we'll very carefully look at incoming data on it.
Look at that.
Labor market.
Okay.
Have to acknowledge always uncertainty stands limit, but also what is the
Wall Street Journal, US-China tariffs are set to come as early as Friday's Wall Street Journal.
I think we will be guided. Try to keep our
Howard Schneider. 2.1% above target starts to feel like some of the alternate price level targeting or trying to set expectations higher so that you hit. In deciding how symmetric is too, what are parameters are you using?
Our target, our medium-term objective for 2% piece, feel that target has economy well. I'm strongly committed to it.
Okay.
Barrier, real change to.
I'm really thinking about taking it.
There are some ideas sort of take cognizance of the zero lower. That could put downward pressure or sort of undermine. It is kind of a makeup. Low target for a while, you have a time of being above target, and the idea is to enhance the credibility. Target. This is an idea written about, not something that looked at seriously. Imagine we will discussions about. That's something that we have.
You're not getting many buyers. Okay.
Over the weekend, we saw some tension in 7 Canada, the potential for action against right now retaliatory U.S. trading partners. How big a risk do you currently see being to the economy? What kind of feedback are you getting in corporate investment? Something that's prominent in discussions.
005.
I would start by saying that Congress has assigned us very important jobs, maximum employment, prices. Congress is very specific authority over. I wouldn't comment on it. I will say that we have broad contacts on business in the country. Reserve Bank presidents in particular. So they report page book and then person had come back. Concerns about changes in trade policy are rising. Also that you're beginning to hear reports of companies holding off on making investments and hiring people. So right now, we don't see that in the numbers. Economy the market is strong. With this, really don't see it. But so I would put it down as
Leisman, CNBC. Mr. Chairman, you said there's a...
I don't think that's what we want to see there.
Among economists, but looking at the longer run GDP growth rates, the members of the... a whole lot of difference. 1.8 to 1.7, how you count it, showing us that not a single member of the committee, including yourself, Mr. agreed with economists in the White House that they can above or at 3.
First of all, that's a not that we're the same number. A range of growth. There's so much uncertainty about fiscal policy. Don't have.
Oh, he pulls out the good politician answer.
Don't have big data. Have very small. It could be. We hope they're low, but I think our approach is going to hope that.
This guy is smart.
Looking at reasonable.
Don't like that absorption 0.02. They asking questions that aren't mic'd?
let's say rising above whether now that you're how do you explain
What we've said. That's what we know that if this headline and Buffett acknowledge that.
Stop buying 025, Allie.
Marty Krutzinger, press. This meeting, you hiked, changed the dot plot to took out a sentence. Say that none of this signals policy. Shouldn't we see from combination moving to tighter policy?
I think what you economy is economy has strengthened so much. In a very different limit was another sign that the strong markets are strong. That's what you're many years. For economic.
So there's an iceberg right there. They broke it. Nobody's hitting.
Heather Long from the Washington Post. Give us an update on what the wage growth pickup this year.
Oh, earlier in the recovery, many different. Part of that can be productivity. But nonetheless,
That's not what I want to see.
everywhere we go, a puzzle.
+2 now.
One of the things having an opportunity our role gradually.
Follow up on Conley from lower than before. Much is react, I think. Action of unemployment. No one really natural rate. Probably that. Don't know. Learning as we informed by what's coming in. Press conference estimate by that. As we've as an can't give you very much in this sense. And we've been not waiting for trying to navigate that slowly. Have bad.
Chris Condon, Bloomberg News. Chairman, I have a couple questions about the interest the Fed is about that's a result, as you think that that's going to resolve that issue, or might there be further action required?
This might be the spot. Nope. Never mind.
Further, was there discussion among the committee today about what's causing that?
Well, there's that 07 that John was saying is the midpoint. But it's not really the midpoint anymore, is it? What's going to be the midpoint now?
Thanks. So
let's say 15 to 19 to 20. Oh, 29.5. Three. So maybe, oh wait, half. Maybe we get a VWAP bounce.
Have to do it.
Look at that.
Probability. High bills. Low cost, higher money.
Yeah, I think I already missed it.
Don't know that. Don't have to. We need to have the federal.
Shoot, come on.
Edward Lawrence. With the numbers more, are we seeing a
Um, question really natural rate.
Okay. That was interesting.
Don't think not one of those slow moving. As if you look back, there have been real time. Have to very much be by the income. Ask about inflation. Banks that the opposite. Really important. Very important. Closer to the
Yeah, we're finally able to hold that.
Unemployment forecasting. Of the long run at 4%. Your own forecasting moderate value. It from 3.
would just emphasize a couple things. Learning about the real location. Down by more than a full. Not so simple. Look at the forecast. 2 years. No sense. Attention, our models are in. Effectively from these levels. That's so. Yes.
So it was 5K last time, and now they're pushing again, and now it's 3K, and there's 2,700 on the bid. So seems not right.
Why I guess.
Yeah, best estimate that we have over the longer.
Yeah.
Possible. You have to be. Can't be too attached to the. Have to be practical about the way.
First of all, on the countercyclical buffer, what are the chances? And then my second, there's been a lot of.
Okay, so I was only 1640 in line.
Wondering if you.
No thanks.
Block by.
Countercyclical buffer gives us the base cap. Financial stability.
Can't take another one.
That's certainly a possibility.
Suppose it would be okay to take another one.
Landscape. Have households.
Well, they did. Where was the block buy at? 7.5? And they didn't clear it.
Banks are.
So they've already got this guy trapped. I don't know.
Overall, if you generally, could that change? Marijuana business, very difficult. State law.
Hi, John. So since clarification. That is also.
Okay, that 08 looks too strong.
Any new regulatory
A pretty full docket right now. Mentioned it. And we're having, I guess, a public board meeting to counterparty credit limit. Also got yes. Stable funding ratio. If I can just take this up. System a little bit 10 years. Capital more effective.
You said at the beginning of your press conference. Okay, I wanted to for half of rate hike rate out that have undercut. They are just starting to see.
I would say that the economy is in great shape. Households. They all we have.
E-mini is trading lockstep with Treasuries, by the way.
Right at. That's really what we're. Tighten to.
I could potentially take 06 half.
Time.
Hi, David Harrison with Dow Jones. Where do you see the neutral interest rate is right now? Do you think it's sort of inching up because of
I saw this 02 starting to get weak, but then they didn't hit it.
how will you know?
That's why I took it. So I'm not exactly happy with the location that I get filled.
Inflation stays around go above 2 for a while.
So yeah, I would just point you to the range. That's the range of you do understand. That's kind of so you can think of 2 percentage points after. Ask is yes. I mean, should be in a deficit. Estimating unobserved very hard to shouldn't try to speak. Yes, that should upward pressure on it. How will we know? Have to look at all of these. Last 2 business cycles.
Chris, have you talked about this?
So I can see a couple of you guys talking about ZF trying to push us up, but I'm just not seeing that. What I see is ZF has been trying to push up and has basically been flat through here, and they're having a fight now, and if one of these two sides wins, it might make us tick.
As the economy is recovered, gradually hit a place. Roughly.
Both ways look possible.
You know that's coming. Certainly coming, and the market will understand. Real messages getting close. Characterization about where policy upset them. We'll obviously discuss it.
Okay, so the sellers in this is ZF battle 1. But it's only a tick and it could tick back up into it, so until I have a strong offer in there, I'm not too sure.
Now at OMF, Asahi Shimbun's news. Would you expand on your views on the downside risks, especially trade issues? Key allies are the United States stabilize underpinning or United States has created and built up environment that will have a
very negative economic are for
Now the level 2 is playing games.
have you can
Sure. So, as I mentioned earlier, fully committed. Very important.
You caught that long? Or you hit long into that?
Play hours. Stick to what. I mentioned you're from business con.
No, he was long before I jumped.
Trade changes. Hasn't reached everyone.
No, don't like that. Don't like that.
About financial conditions, which worries you more? Warnings that short-term rates are bringing the yield curve closer to the fact that long rates very slowly, nearly 20 basis below their recent high. How so slow to rise, and say about the inflation outlook?
So let me briefly mention. I yield curve something that see. You have a range of views.
Nobody's selling that.
Talk about. I think that discussion is
okay.
Appropriate. How do we think policy approach this? How do we consequences? We're talking about we know why the yield as we're come up. I think you asked the harder question. There are many things that
a lot of pulling there at 06.5, but not a big offer. Well, there's ZF ticked down and they didn't hold the offer.
In addition, risk on risk.
Very curious.
Treasury.
No strong bids or offers at 06.5.
I think ultimately, what we really care about appropriate. There may be a signal in that. What is the new? That's why.
Consumer debt is. Are we in a credit? That's something.
So look at households, not see excess high level credit going out.
They're willing to trade it both ways at 7, but not 6.5 now.
Particularly household. If you take banks, their leverages. You ask about non-financial corp. That's real leverages at levels that are high relative, but default low. So that's something we're. But I think there are a range of views. You're watching non-financial households are in good shape. So important. That's where we got into trouble. It's often around property and particularly housing. I see that.
Yeah, look at that.
Azad with
I-
Yahoo Finance. Chair Powell, you referenced a minute ago this.
Let's make him a little quieter now. I feel like that the shorts should have been sweating there when 065 went through. Yeah, sorry, the longs. I feel like the longs should be sweating here and they are not. You noticing that? Like, we're at the bottom of this thing. Shorts would want to put pressure on and try and flush people out now. Try and squeeze them out. Well, now they were able to put up 1,000 at least. Hmm.
Press conference in Washington. That's one of the last things he said in the Q&A that followed his press statement was happening as a result.
Well, they have lovely music on after the end of the news conference. So remember last time they asked him a question and I don't think he answered the question very well, and then they kind of like ended it abruptly and rushed him off. That one, it kind of felt like they just didn't have any good questions anymore. They ended it. See, if all of these people just went long in ZF, we're ticking down into this and they're not pushing it. It doesn't seem good for us right here. Well, they hit a few. Wanted to see if after it was done with the thing, that maybe we got some positions unwinding or something. But it's just dead. So could we maybe say that this big rush up to 07.5 was just the people taking their positions off, and that's the end? Well, I need to remember this, because when I was looking at my past big days like that, I noticed that I had done well on the initial move, and then when it's doing all this funky stuff like it did down here, and I'm less certain, and I lost what I had made, and that's what happened today. So I may need to tell myself that it's okay to play the first 30 minutes of it, and then afterwards, when it's doing some of these pullbacks, then that might not be great action for me. Okay, well, I like that. And I like how much they're offering. I like they both ticked down. I like that some have hit, but I wanted to see that get weaker. Weaker yet. Okay, I don't like that. Okay, they hit it. Not a strong offer. No reaction over here. Weak a bit on the way up. Okay. Well, it's looking a little better in the 5-year now. Not able to hold it. Oh, that already got now. Interesting. Okay, well, I think that gives me +1, right? Yeah, okay. Well. So what was our problem here? We sold it 3 times and lost on it. Since that big stop run has been nothing but up, so definitely shouldn't be doing that 3 times in a row. Should have done that 1 time. Or should have been long on that. Is there a tendency for it to do this? Because it just, I feel like I'm getting deja vu. But look, all of the ones that were within 12 were good, and then when we got past 1230, it was bad. Yeah, yeah.
Commons. Billion.
I don't want to hear about British political news. You know, another one, just to another mistake that I think I made was that you can't see it because it was a trade that I didn't take, right? I said, well, I think that they want the O2, but I don't know about that. And I remember I said, I feel like they're going to break the lows again. But when they broke the lows and it did this stop run, that was really surprising to me. So I feel like I could have caught that. And maybe I shouldn't have been so hesitant at that point. I don't know. But it's also like, you know, for instance, we had this move was the same thing. You got that stop run and it was really crazy and I got filled on one of those. Then it did this again. That is a potential reversal zone. I can't believe you guys took that trade because it really... I mean, I liked the trade and I liked if you caught like 0.15 and you got out, but you guys held it. Wow. And that's where I'm like, okay, so is there something there that I can really see that that's where they're going to take their positions off? What is it about that one that we know that it's going to reverse, but not that one? Interesting questions, right? And these ones I sold, yeah, I sold 119, sold 03 half. And then I sold 060. I actually sold this one too early. This one I just got the wrong price on. Probably. And then another one where I actually did catch it. That's interesting. Well, some things to learn from. And these ones, another thing I guess was on these ones. You know, probably should have canceled my profit taking orders and let it go. Because, you know, I was getting the stops. It was like I would get the move. So on one hand, when it happened, I was happy that I got filled. But then after I got filled and it settled, and then I saw that the pressure was still down. I was like, oh no, now I kind of want to get back in somehow. How do I get back in? So when it's moving like that, you kind of got to let it go. You really have to manage it manually. Otherwise, those would have easily been 8 to 10 ticks a day. Yeah, if it's a 4-tick risk limit, I would not trade in the market after FOMC. Well, I mean, the thing is that if I risk 4 and I catch 8, it's totally worth it. It's totally worth it. And the trades that I make like immediately afterwards do tend to be pretty good. So I think it's more this action. It's like, okay, from really starting from here down to here, but then really especially after this one. What if it had gone up here and it had gone lower? Possible. I don't see like any obvious signals on the level 2 that told me that it would have taken off. So it's like, once I get into this area, probably shouldn't be taking on that much risk. Or maybe, here's another possibility. Maybe I just take +1. This one was particularly bad because this one I was +3 at one point. But I could have taken profit on all 3 of these. I had some degree of edge on them. I could say that once I get past that point, we just take 1 tickers or something. I think that'd be something worth trying next time. The next one, August. This is all very FOMC specific, isn't it? But I've never come into it with the thought of like, okay, you've got to you know, take it out at the beginning and then just walk away. I've always been of the opinion of, oh yeah, it's come down. Now there's a really good chance that it could come back up quite a bit. But they were all sells. I never tried it along. Yeah. That makes sense. It's like in FOMC, there's a lot of risk, but during FOMC, there's also a lot of reward. And as long as the total risk that you're taking doesn't exceed your risk tolerances, which means you're not taking, for me, I'm not taking more than a 4-tick loss, and I'm not taking more than 3 negative trades. Although on this one, it was okay. Maybe I should have stopped that one, but I said that it was okay after this one. But as long as you're not doing that, I think it's okay to trade it, because the rewards are so much that you just get a little bit lucky and you can get this huge winner. And if you don't do so bad, or you take a couple of trades and it's kind of break even, then I often end up like this, where I just have a tiny profit on the day. It's okay. Technically not a profit because the commissions would outweigh it, but overall I'm okay with today. You know what? I really liked this trade, by the way. This 1-tick was cool. This trade was awesome, was just amazing. That was really like one of my all-time best trades. If I had exited at a better price, that would have been one of my best trades ever. By far. That could have been 18 ticks, really, if I had held it all the way down to the bottom. 16. Definitely could have been plus 16. Would have been great, but oh well. We learned. But I think that's about all I really wanted to say about it. I'm going to have to watch this video before the next FOMC to see what I said about it. To see myself saying, hey, you know what? Maybe you shouldn't trade after the 30 minutes or so. Or maybe it's that after 30 minutes, because look, it actually bottomed out almost exactly 30 minutes afterwards, didn't it? And then it sat around for about 10 minutes, and then it came up. So that might be something to look at. It's like, it's been 30 minutes afterwards, it's been sitting here now for 10 minutes, and they haven't made a new low. Maybe we should take it long. Okay. Anyways, it was fun. I will see you guys tomorrow.